get into water holes and get on springs, and it is a whole bunch of fun to hunt them out here in the desert. Revolution style right here, baby. Lucky enough to draw an elk tag and
coveted into that elk tag by draw. Not that easy to get for.
my first archery tag in Nevada, and I was really excited because there's some really nice bulls in here. Great area. I mean, there's a lot of access. It's a lot of public ground, pretty decent roads. We hunt off these Polaris side-by-sides, and they're wonderful rigs. You know, a lot of walking. I mean, we're moving.
Bull spotted. I couldn't tell. I only saw him for 2 seconds. We'll whip up over down the ridge and see if we can't see him.
Again, we've been training all summer. It was really nice to get out here and actually put the bow out, put everything on, put the pack on, get down and go on down after a bull. We had spotted a bull right off the bat. We had to go see what he was. I had a tag in this unit in 2013, and we had hunted with a muzzleloader. We ended up killing a really nice bull on that hunt. Shot him at like 3 or 4 yards with my muzzleloader. Really beautiful old 6-point bull, and really that's what we're after here, is a big old mature bull. The terrain in the desert is up and down, and it's not real super physical, but you got trees and you got, you know, you get in there, it does not look the same. As you're spotting your animals, you got to really pay attention to some landmarks at long distance, and it will help you out in trying to locate where these things have bedded down and stuff, because when you get in there, it was totally different.
I'm pretty sure that was a spike. But you never know. Bad wind now. Right over the hill.
He was a nice bull. He was in a good spot for us to go in there and spot and stalk him, and we just kind of slipped right into it. We got into 27 yards on that bull, and we didn't get an opportunity. He winded us or hurt us or something, maybe a combination of both, but it was really, really, it was fun to do that. The first morning, you know, we're a little rusty, so after down for a little while, then that was good.
Well, that was a bust. 6x7. I would say in the neighborhood of 340, 345. Short on top, big fronts. there. I couldn't have got a shot. Beautiful bull. He's really not what we want here on the first day. So let's go hook up with my buddy David and see what he's got.
Being a tag holder and pulling the trigger is always something special, but for me, going along and tagging along and being a part of the hunt and being able to enjoy those thrills with somebody else, a friend, a family member, you know, anybody really for that matter, and being able to just hunt the animal really that I love the most in North America. It's really my greatest passion is elk hunting. It's a pleasure, and for me, it doesn't matter if I'm the one pulling the trigger or not. There's another springhead down there. That's where I saw those little bulls last time.
Right.
We start these days off, you know, get up in a high point and start glassing and seeing bulls. And this is, in these desert units, it's really fun to hunt them because they tend to go out in the big flats during the day and then they work their way back up through the pinyons and the junipers earlier or later on in the morning. And you can get out and get in front of them. There's many ways to make plays on these things and get into water holes and get on springs. And it is a whole bunch of fun to hunt them out here in the desert. So my buddy David hooked up with us and he had a big bull spot on another mountain. We decided to go after that in the afternoon. So we took off over there and met him. We had seen this bull from really up high, and David had been watching this bull all morning. You know, it looked like a big flat that the bull was on. So we got down into that flat and tried to make a play on that bull, and you know, probably a 360 class bull at least. And it just didn't play out. I mean, he's moving his cows away, had lots of cows. It didn't play out on that particular animal, but it was really a nice animal. When I had the original tag that I hunted out here in 13, it was later in the season. It was a little bit different, but we were hunting way north. We were hunting different terrain. This is a really big unit and totally different kind of hunting. We're kind of listening to these things bugle this week, and they were very talkative. They were just starting to rut, and it was really fun. I got to tell you, there's got to be a ton of elk down there on the other side of that hill. Mm-hmm. We've seen, how many bulls today, David?
Probably 10 or 12.
10 or 12 bulls. So day 2, we go back, we want to make another play on this bull, and we get in the same spot early in the morning, and we never located that bull the second day. He was in there, we saw other bulls. There was a whole ton of elk in there, and it just didn't play out. We tried pretty hard to pull him out with our Vortex optics, but you know, they weren't pulling him out that day. You know, the afternoon we decided to move. We saw a lot of people moving into that area, a lot of hunters moving in there, and we sat on a water hole that evening. Nothing panned out that night, and then we had to go back to town. We had some obligations we had to do, and so we had to leave. But it was really a good scouting hunting mission for us in the first part of the season, because I couldn't get out earlier than that, and it was pretty good. We got to spend a couple, 3 days there and make it happen or not, and we kind of laid out what we wanted to do for the future of the hunt. Day 3 of hunting, we get back into the field. We're dropped up on the top of this hill, parked the truck, and we're a little bit late. We got about according to my buddy Jim, it's a quarter mile, but everything's a quarter mile to him, and I think it was more like about 2 miles. We made it happen. There was a bull in the wallow when we got there, and 2 bulls right above it.
A lot of times in this unit, this area, the elk move. It's a major migration area. Depending on the weather and the time of year, some of these areas may not see elk 11 months out of the year, right? So it's nice when you have a little bit bigger group of people or a couple of friends that are willing to come out and help you out. You have the ability to split up and really kind of cover a large, vast area.
As we come into this second water hole this morning, we had to bust our butts to get in here. And we've seen 5 bulls on this water hole right now, and we're just kind of waiting. They're all satellite bulls. We're hearing some big one on the other side. Hopefully we've got a big bull over there. Bring cows in after these satellite bulls leave. So we're gonna go waiting for this one bull to go over the hill here, and he's almost over. And then we'll just blow up the canyon here and sit on this water hole for a little bit and listen, see what we can hear.
We blew that little water hole off. We went around the point of this mountain, and there was a big water hole down below us in a big basin. We were in a big bowl, and these elk just were on fire. I mean, it was awesome.
A joyful trip, being able to watch large numbers of elk in their natural habitat and listening to the bugle and the chills you get sent up your spine. That's what it's all about.
I think we should go.
Didn't even know where to go, honestly. We were sitting there. I was looking, back and forth at each other, and I go, I don't know where to go. There's bulls everywhere. In front of us, there was bulls everywhere, and there was bulls behind us, and we were right in the middle of them. I just didn't know what to do.
We jumped these 2 bulls, bedded in here. I don't even know if we jumped them. One got up and went out this way. The other one was just kind of hanging around there. He turned and came right back to us. 2 6 points, below 300 bulls. It's pretty cool. We're in a game-rich environment.
One of them things where you just go, let's, instead of blowing all these bulls out of here, let's just wait for the right wind. Maybe we'll go down that water hole this evening or whatever. So we kind of eased out of there, and we did just that. We were back in that water hole.
The elk, smell is one of their best senses, and being winded ruins more stalks than anything. And there's certain things you can kind of become accustomed to when you're hunting some of the mountainous terrain. We get a lot of swirling winds depending on the temperatures and the humidity in the air and everything going on. We got into a good water hole, and everything was perfect when we got there, and the wind kind of turned on us, and we ended up having a bull come in. You could tell he was kind of cautious coming in. He knew something was going on.
He got done tearing the fence down. He was a rag 5-pointer, and he was dragging the fence in his horns,
The wind swirled and hit our back, and he knew it. He was gone. And it can happen that fast, and that really blew out the whole evening for us. When that bull came in, we had plenty of time, and he came in the direction that everything else was coming in, and when he turned around and blew out of there, it kind of just cost us the whole evening. With winds in the flatlands, winds in the mountainous terrains, you just got to be really cognizant.
There was some nice bulls in that area. We'd seen them in the morning, And we went in there in the evening and we had a bad wind and it was swirling and we didn't see very much. As we're walking in the dark going off this steep hill, this bull bugles up the hill and you could tell it was an old growly old bull. A little earlier start today. It's dark. We get into this water hole and it's pretty dark out still, but it's just starting to get light. There's a bull, maybe a 340 inch, 335 inch bull sitting right above the water hole, maybe 250 yards above, up on the hill. And we really didn't make a blind or anything. We just sat in the sagebrush, sat underneath some juniper bushes and stuff, and we're not seeing anything, and all of a sudden a bull bugles like maybe 50 yards behind us over the rise right behind us. And it's that old growly old bull. He's coming right to us. And but he's coming in behind us, and we just literally, I mean, we just hunkered down. I grabbed my bow, put it in place, and this bull steps in. He steps in at like no more than 3 to 5 yards from us and starts staring at us. He is right in the middle of us. And I'm thinking to myself, don't move, don't twist, you can't, I mean, you couldn't even blink your eyes. And finally, after about 2.5 minutes of him staring us down, he figured out that we were part of that berry bush or something, I don't know. But he ended up walking around that went right down into the, past the berry bush. When he got right on the other side of the bush that we were sitting on, maybe 2 yards away, 3 yards away, away. He went 20 yards. I mean, it's just quiet, and then he steps out and he walks right past us, and I drew my bow back, and the rest is history. He stopped right here on the other side of this bush and bugled. Prime Revolution style right here, baby. Oh, 20 yards. Nevada bull. This one's in the books. It was a great hunt. Worked out really well, and the PSC got to lay an old veteran down. And I'd say we accomplished what we set out to do on this hunt, because we really wanted to get a really old mature bull, and I think we accomplished that. This bull had some character, you know, having all those points, being broke up. I mean, he's an old bull, he's an old warrior. I mean, he's in the reversion stage. It was really kind of cool for me because the bull I shot 3 years ago and 4 years ago in the same unit was a super old bull too. So, you know, this unit's been really good to me. I've got a couple nice old warriors in here. This is unbelievable. This is one of the most exciting
elk hunts I've ever been on, and I've been on a few.
Thanks to Jim Boyer and David Peck for helping me out. Elk hunting is kind of special to everybody because you're going to see stuff that you never get to see just out there with a rifle chasing stuff around. These bulls in this early season, man, they come in tight.
Even being an onlooker or just being somebody, you know, sitting on the sidelines to a sense, it's just a remarkable feeling. It's pretty cool to be a part of it. You may not have been right there in the middle of the action, but you know, to see somebody that you know, somebody you care about, that excited and that overwhelmed, you know, when we got down to him, he still had the shakes, you know, an hour after he killed the bull, and he still was just pumped up and amped up, and you know, that's what it's all about, is experiencing those moments with your friends and family.